What's going on? Welcome back to College Sports Corner. Thursday afternoon, a day and a half until the weekend, thank God. I know I've been waiting for it. I know you guys are too. Just a few more hours today and then tomorrow, and then we're done. And the weekend is here. We're going to go over week 3, the schedule this week. For some reason, no college football tonight. It's the second Thursday in a row. I get last Thursday because the NFL started. But why not tonight? Why is that? I don't get it. I don't know. It's college football bowing down to the NFL. I don't know why. They don't do them any favors. But totally stupid. No college football tonight. And that's what it is, unfortunately. So, but tomorrow night, hey, it's actually a couple good games tomorrow night we'll go over. Let's go over some news first. We got a lot of news to go over here. Yesterday, the ADs of all the Division I schools got together and had a meeting. They call it their annual fall meetings, I guess. And the majority of them expressed a strong preference to keep FBS football under the NCAA. They want to be more streamlined and less bureaucratic, but they prefer the NCAA to have oversight over FBS football. Maybe they see something we don't. I think the NCAA has been a waste of time the last several years. That's just my personal opinion. I know some of you probably think the NCAA is a joke too, but evidently a bunch of the ADs don't. So they overwhelmingly want to stay under the NCAA. So good luck with that. Hey, after 24 years at the helm of the Mountain West Conference, Commissioner Craig Thompson, he's going to step down on December 31st. And if I read this right, he is the longest serving commissioner of an FBS conference, 24 years. So didn't see why. I guess he's going to retire, maybe move on and do other things. But anyway, 24 years, that's a pretty good run. Ohio State expects Javon Smith, Najma, is that how you say his name? And fellow wide receiver Julian Fleming to play this weekend versus Toledo. I guess they're over their injuries and all that stuff. Okay. Iowa. They're going to stick with quarterback Spencer Petras as a starter, despite the slow start. They're going to stick with him. Some bad news. Well, that may be bad news if you're an Iowa fan. I don't know. But quarterback Jamari Harris, he's going to be out for the season. He's got to have a medical procedure. Didn't see what it was, but he lost a cornerback, and you're keeping the quarterback. I don't know. You maybe have the games I've seen him play in. He was just, wasn't nothing spectacular. But they're going to stick with him. Stanford outside lineman Branson Bragg, a multi-year starter. He's going to retire from football. He's having lingering symptoms from a concussion and some other mental factors. Sucks, but, it's the way life goes. So good luck to you, Branson, whatever you're going to do, whatever your endeavors or whatever you say. Sucks that happens to you, but hey, it's life, and good luck to you, whatever you pursue in life. Kentucky running back Chris Rodriguez will return October 1st versus Ole Miss. There are some undisclosed incidents that him and some other players were involved in. Nothing was ever said what they were. But we do know he had that DUI back in May, so that may have been part of the reason he was suspended. But no other reasons have been given, just like those other players that were suspended a few months ago. Kentucky's not saying. So anyway, he'll be back. Ole Miss game October 1st. He was kind of hit or miss last year. He had some games where he was just brilliant. Performance was out of this world. And the next game, he was like, yeah. So he was kind of off and on. When he comes back, we'll see how he does this year. Sad news, quarterback for Notre Dame, Tyler Buchner, out for the rest of the season. High-grade AC sprain. Sucks for him, especially, the season hadn't really started off like Notre Dame wanted to, and then you get injured, and you're out for the rest of the season. Sucks, man. Sucks, Tyler. Sucks, man. Prayers to you. I hope you get healed up and get well fast. Okay, this is kind of interesting here. All right. Duke, North Carolina State, and Wake Forest all started playing football in about 1892. At least that's when all four of them were playing at the same time. This is the first time in the history of all them playing that they were all 2-0 in the same season. Great day to live in North Carolina, huh? All right, like I said, no college football tonight for who knows what the hell the reason is. Man, some of these Thursday night games we've had over the last couple of decades have been really good. Why they're not doing them, I don't know. Hopefully next week we'll have them back on Thursday. We'll see. So we're going to start with Friday. Florida State and Louisville. That might be pretty good. One I'm really looking forward to, Mountain West game. Air Force at Wyoming. That one's on CBS Sports Network at 7. Both those teams are pretty good. It's going to be interesting to watch Air Force and Wyoming in the night game there in Laramie. Might be a game worth checking out. I mean, if you're not going to a high school football game or watching something else, check out Air Force and Wyoming. It could be pretty entertaining. All right, so let's move on to Saturday. Wofford at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech coming off that win against Boston College, and we'll get there in a second to Boston College. Interesting game here. Georgia, South Carolina. South Carolina kind of gave Arkansas a little run for their money. They're a lot better than they have been. Playing at home. It's 11 a.m. though, so that kind of sucks. But still, see how they can play against Georgia. Might be a pretty good game. UConn going to go lose another game. This time they're going to go lose it at Michigan. This one, a week ago, this game was kind of like a whatever. After recent events, it's kind of interesting. Oklahoma at Nebraska. Now that Scott Frost is gone, no, I heard there's some few rumblings around how there was no chemistry in the locker room anymore. The culture in the locker room was kind of dying. Let's see how they rally around the interim coach and see if they play a little better. Could be interesting. I mean, they're playing at Nebraska. Like I said, a week ago, this game was a write-off, but now that all this stuff has happened in the last few days, it might be worth checking out. See how those Cornhuskers play. Youngstown State at Kentucky. Youngstown State has been traditionally a decent FCS program. Don't know how they are this year, but hey, playing Kentucky might be a decent game. Texas State at Baylor. Abilene Christian at Missouri. Villanova at Army. Southern Illinois at Northwestern. Purdue at Syracuse. That could be an interesting one. They're both undefeated, playing in the Carrier Dome. It gets pretty loud in there. Check that one out, see what happens. Cincinnati at Miami of Ohio. Long Island University at Kent State. Western Kentucky at Indiana. That might be decent. Western Kentucky puts up a lot of points. Indiana's gotten better than they have been. Could be a decent game. That one's the last one at 11 a.m., at least Central Time. Wherever you live is probably later. So the noon games, Central Time, start with Towson, West Virginia, Buffalo, Coastal Carolina, Bucknell at Central Michigan. Then begins at 1 o'clock hour. Again, this is all Central. South Alabama, UCLA, Ohio at Iowa State, Rutgers at Temple, Old Dominion at Virginia. Remember what Old Dominion did to Virginia Tech a couple weeks ago? Now they're going to go to Charlottesville, see if they can do the same thing. Murray State at Ball State. Then the 1:30, Cal at Notre Dame. Really don't know what to think about this game. Notre Dame, we've seen how they've started off. Cal's a little bit better than they were. Could they go in there and give Notre Dame that fourth loss? And in South Bend, I guess we'll find out. 2 o'clock, Tulane at Kansas State, North Texas at UNLV. 2:30 on Fox, 2:30 Central Time. BYU at Oregon. This might be a pretty interesting game. And the way Oregon got beat down by Georgia first game, and then they came back and won last week. That overtime game that BYU went through with Baylor. Did that wear them down? We'll see. But they're playing in Eugene, Autzen Stadium. Might be a pretty good 2:30 game. What else we got? Ole Miss and Georgia Tech at 2:30. Penn State at Auburn, the rematch. That'll be on 2:30 at CBS. Vanderbilt at Northern Illinois. Colorado at Minnesota. New Mexico State at Wisconsin. Wisconsin trying to bounce back from that loss last week. Stony Brook at UMass. Troy at Appalachian State. Georgia Southern at UAB. That might be a decent one to check out. 3 p.m. games, Central Time. UL Monroe at Alabama. Kansas at Houston. Houston's last 2 games have been overtime. They just can't seem to finish a game in regulation. And Kansas, not bad this year. I mean, they beat West Virginia in Morgantown last week. Might be a game to watch. Kansas might hand Houston a loss. UT Martin, Boise State. 4 o'clock, Liberty at Wake Forest. That might be decent. Colorado State and Washington State. Marshall at Bowling Green. Then we get into 5 p.m. Mississippi State at LSU. I guess we're really going to find out what LSU's made of. Lost that first game. They lost. They weren't in that game until the last quarter. Of course, last week they played Southern. So we've seen what Mississippi State is, how they are. They're going games in Baton Rouge. So we're going to see if LSU is, I don't know, up to par this season. I'm sure my wife is going to be screaming and cussing at the TV during this one. North Carolina A&T and Duke. Campbell at East Carolina. Let's see, Toledo at Ohio State. We mentioned that earlier because Ohio State's got the 2 players coming back. That's at 6 on Fox. Arkansas Pine Bluff at Oklahoma State. Missouri State at Arkansas. Akron at Tennessee. Might be a decent game. 6 p.m. Texas Tech at North Carolina State. Texas Tech is off to a good start. NC State's a good team. That might be a pretty good primetime game to watch if the ones started before or blowouts or whatever. Jacksonville State at Tulsa. Northwestern State at Southern Miss. Arkansas State at Memphis. Charlotte at Georgia State. Tennessee State at Middle Tennessee. 6:30. Pretty good one here. Michigan State at Washington. Michigan State's a good team. Washington, been down the last few years. The last couple games, or the games I watched this year, that Washington offense looked like it did 20 years ago when Neuheisel was their coach and they won the Rose Bowl. I mean, they were efficient, hitting crap all over the field. This might be a big test for Michigan State. And plus, if you've ever seen a game on TV or been to Husky Stadium, you know how loud that shit gets. So, 6:30 p.m. ABC might be a pretty good game. I think it's probably going to be a pretty good game. I know I'll be tuning in. South Florida at Florida. Pitt, Western Michigan. Pitt trying to bounce back from that. Okay. 6:30 BTN channel. Nevada at Iowa. As Iowa straightened out this week, or is Nevada going to go in there to Iowa City and beat them? It remains to be seen. SMU at Maryland. Both good programs. SMU's got to travel all the way from Dallas over there to Maryland. See how that one turns out. That one's on FS1. Okay, we talked about Vatech beat Boston College. About a month, probably back when fall practice started. Lindy's put up a list of possible FCS over FBS upsets. And one of them that was on there comes around this weekend. Maine at Boston College. Boston College does not look good. They only had like 4 rushing yards last week against Vatech. I think like 150 passing yards. I mean, it is Vatech and their defense is good. But can Maine come down to Boston College and beat them? And was it still Alumni Stadium, I think? Keep an eye on that one. If you don't want to watch it, just keep an eye on the score. Central Florida at Florida Atlantic. Louisiana Lafayette, which is now just Louisiana, at Rice. Louisiana Tech at Clemson. Another decent one here. UTSA at Texas. Texas kind of wore themselves out last week against Alabama. And then, of course, Ewers, he's out for the next few weeks. UTSA is a good team. Just right down I-35 from Austin. I don't know, maybe 35, 40 minutes between San Antonio and Austin. Maybe, well, probably longer with the traffic because with all the people that have moved to Texas, every freeway is jam-packed now. But it's probably longer than that now. But bottom line is they're both good teams. We saw Texas defense play. I didn't expect that. I really thought Alabama was going to whip them by 30 points or so. And UTSA's got a good offense, good team. That might be one worth checking out. If you got a Longhorn Network, it's on Longhorn Network. Another one of these upsets Lindy's was talking about a month ago. Montana State at Oregon State. Montana State's a damn good FCS team. Go to the playoffs every year. Going to Oregon State could be an upset. Keep an eye on that one. UTEP at New Mexico. And 8 p.m. Central. Miami at Texas A&M. And I said it earlier this week. I haven't given up, but I swear if Haynes King jogs out there as starter for this game, I'm immediately turning it and I'll give up on him this year. I mean, I just don't see how. Once again, I don't see how he beat out Max Johnson. Yeah, LSU wasn't good last year, but Max Johnson had some damn good numbers throughout the whole year. And how he got beat out by King, I have no clue. Maybe some kind of daddy thing going on like Chris Sims had back at Texas years ago. I don't know. But, yeah, he starts that game, I'm out. I'm done. Another good one, San Diego State at Utah. We saw Utah lose to Florida. San Diego State's a pretty good team. That one will be at 9 p.m. Central on ESPN2. Another decent late one, possibly. Fresno State at USC. Fresno State's not a bad team. USC, we know what USC is. And tell me if you've seen this. I heard this story. There was a Little League baseball game or tournament or something going on right next door to USC's practice field. And Lincoln Riley had a bunch of people, bunch of guys, maybe goons, you could even call them in sunglasses, I guess, standing outside the practice fence. And every time a Little League baseball player or parent looked over, they'd say, turn around, turn around. It's like, man, screw you. What the hell you think you are? If you don't want people to see your practice, why don't you put up a black mat across the fence or something? Take your sunglasses and shove them up your ass. Hey, another good one. North Dakota State at Arizona. We all know about North Dakota State. We've seen them over the years going to Arizona. Arizona a little bit better than they have been. So that could be another good one. Eastern Michigan at Arizona State. And then the last one you can't watch anymore because Hawaii thinks they're the greatest thing that happened to the world. Duquesne at Hawaii at 10:59 on whatever app or website they show their games on now. But just like last week, 9 p.m., San Diego State at Utah. Fresno State at USC at 9:30. 10, North Dakota State at Arizona. Once again, second weekend in a row, we got three good to great late games. So who needs Hawaii? Go have fun on your little website, app, whatever the hell it is. Enjoy yourself. We got 3 games we can watch. We don't need you anymore. All right, so that's it. A few more hours today. And then get through tomorrow, and the weekend is here again. We'll be back Sunday to go over these games, see what all is going on, what all happened, surprises, shocks, meltdowns. Good old college football. All right, so, hey, y'all have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. Have a great Saturday in football. Y'all be safe, and we'll see you back next time.